All right, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Dazzle video. Today we're going to be going over Gameleap Dota 2 Pro Guides. New broken mid in 7.370, never lose your lane again, Dota 2 Dazzle Guide. Speed is going to make the point of taking Poison Touch versus taking Shadow Wave level 1. In the mid lane, generally speaking, Shadow Wave is going to be better because you can secure your last hits, you can mess with the enemy's denies, you can spam the ability because it has low cooldown and it doesn't cost that much mana. It also does a respectable amount of damage based on the creeps. It also heals you, so it's a nice sustain spell. So generally speaking, that's the spell that you want to take. However, this player, Yami, takes Poison Touch level 1. I think there's a couple different reasons why you can take Poison Touch at level 1. First of all, it's a great rune fight spell. So if you have a rune fight that you need to secure the bounty runes in, Poison Touch can get your team some kills, get a first blood, which is very valuable, and get you to the lane with a bigger lead. So maybe that's why he took Poison Touch. Secondly, against Sniper, who has a very good attack animation and can last hit and deny really well, what this player might be doing is trying to make the lane a little more messy instead of just a straightforward who can outclick who. So Poison Touch messes up the creep positioning, creep aggro, and makes it a little bit harder and chaotic for both sides to last hit, and that could benefit the hero that has a worse time last hitting just with pure right click, and that's Dazzle in this situation. But I would recommend, just like Speed does, that taking Shadow Wave is the better option. Going into his item build, this is what's known as the Bottle Rush build. What you want to do is you want to get as many branches as possible, and you can deviate a little bit off of that. In this example, Yami took a Fairy Fire and a Tango, but I've seen Dazzles go into lane with 6 branches. So it's the cheapest way to get to bottle without sacrificing stats. So that gives you attack damage, a little HP, a little mana. This is what Yami's going for. Generally, if you are going this build, you are going branches into bottle, into treads, into ags. I would only recommend it for higher level players to go this route. And the reason is, if you commit to your bottle, you want to get the most out of your bottle. That includes having your teammates refill your bottle. That includes playing around the power runes at 6, 8, 10, 12, etc. minutes, and taking advantage of those runes. In most brackets, it's going to be a lot more chaotic. Your teammates are not going to help you secure the runes. Your teammates are not going to smoke when you have like a DD rune, for example. So what I recommend is going into the lane with a little more of heavy stats. So a couple circlets and a Fairy Fire, branches, tangos, have regen, and then going into arcane boots so that you have mana as you roam the map, and that way you can get your ags as fast as possible. When you're playing mid Dazzle, the game starts when you get ags. I would highly recommend staying in your lane, protect your mid tower, shove the wave, jungle, either the big camp, if you're later on in the levels, go into your triangle, and then come back to the mid wave. And then on top of that, if your enemy supports are missing from the map, you want to just stay out of the lane. So for example, in this game, a high risk hero would be Pudge. Just keep an eye on the minimap just to see if Pudge has been missing for a while.
About the facet, why is this facet so good?
Dazzle's facet, the Poison Bloom facet, of course, it's no secret. I hate the Nautical Bloom facet. The Poison Bloom facet is really what allows you to jungle quickly. Depending on the matchup, it'll help you secure kills. This is also another reason why you want to max Poison Touch as quick as possible. You're just maximizing the damage that you're dealing, and if you're not going to max out Poison Touch early, 120 damage is really nice in the early game, but as the minutes tick on, it becomes less and less because the enemy's HP gets higher and higher and people get more armor and so on and so forth. So you want to get this as fast as possible. You want to maximize Poison Touch as fast as possible.
I need attack speed. Yep. You're going to buy treads and you're going to take 15 talent, 90 attack speed.
All right, let's briefly talk about the talents. So Speed is really on board with the attack speed talent, the Poison Touch DPS talent, and the plus 40% Poison Touch slow talent. I love level 10, 20, and 25. I think those talents are pretty straightforward if you're playing mid Dazzle. What I would like to add is the level 15 talent I think is split 50-50. Plus 90 attack speed is good in any game, on any hero, in any situation. Plus 45 Shadow Wave heal damage is also amazingly good. And because of the way Ags amplifies your heal and your damage, plus 45 becomes a much bigger number. I just want to quickly illustrate how good Ags is. This is just with one ally, one enemy. The benefits of Ags goes up as there's more allies and more enemies clumped together. Just keep that in mind. So this is the minimum benefit of Ags. The first Shadow Wave we're going to cast does not have Ags. It did 153 damage and 145 heal. Now we're going to go with Ags. So the heal went up from 145 to 363. The damage went up from 153 to 393 plus 225. So the damage went up by 4x and the heal went up by 2.5x. And that's the minimum. If there are more allies and more enemies clumped together, even creeps, even jungle creeps, you can see how it's going to exponentially go higher and higher and higher. And that is why Mid Dazzle's #1 timing is his Ags. I also wanted to do this to illustrate how good this plus 45 Shadow Wave heal is. Because on paper, it seems like it only goes up from 145 to 190. However, because everything is on minimum buffed by 4x or 2.5x, this plus 45 becomes plus 300, plus 400, etc., etc. Keep that in mind when you play Mid Dazzle. You can go either the level 15 talents and be just fine. Let's briefly talk about the skill build at level 4. At level 4, I would still recommend that everyone watching this video take Shallow Grave level 1. It's going to be much more valuable than the Shadow Wave level 2. Even if your enemy mid laner was a super tanky melee hero that was going to stand in the creeps, your kill potential is still going to come from Poison Touch and the Poison Bloom facet. Alright, so coming up is a really good demonstration of what level 5 Mid Dazzle looks like. You're going to push the wave with QE, and then you're going to go straight to the jungle the hard camp. And then you're using your ult to just get your Poison Touch back up so you can get to the mid lane again and then nuke that wave and then rinse and repeat over and over and over and over until you get your Ags.
Want him to stack Ancients. Beautiful. He stacks Ancients. He contests the rune. Okay, ends up almost
100% correct here. And when you find yourself having time in between the wave, go into the triangle. The triangle is going to give you the most amount of XP and gold.
He farms Ancients eventually, thank God. And I wish he just went to the left here and even thought about stacking the left side Ancients.
It's very rare that you would go to the left side Ancients. Although it does give you a lot of gold. Your priority is the mid lane. Shove the mid wave, jungle the triangle. The reason is map control. If you lose that mid tower, it's going to be very difficult for you to jungle the triangle. In fact, it's probably going to be the first thing that the enemy does is invade the triangle and then kill you. That makes your game extremely difficult in that you have to find other safe areas to farm your Ags. So keep prioritizing the mid tower, shove the mid wave, find some jungle camps. Shove the mid wave, find some jungle camps.
Go BKB, and you play off BKB, which would be good this game to have.
I think Blink is always a solid item. However, for most of us, if you're not an experienced Dazzle player, you're probably going to want to buy BKB. In Dota, most of the time, it's like, hey, let's group up and push this tower. All right, the enemy casted spells on us. What do? We just press this one button. Boom, we're BKB'd. And now we can cast spells, and we can get our grave off, and we can do the blah, blah, blah.
Or I would like the Force Staff, just to get out of Snapoldy and get away from Sandstorm. Or out of Shrapnel.
In this game, yes. Can Force Staff get you out of Sandstorm? Yes, he can. Can Force Staff get you out of Luna Ult and Shrapnel and Snapfire Ult? Sure. I don't think it's going to be the best use of your money, though. The distance that Force Staff pushes you, in my opinion, is way too small compared to the radius of most of these spells. If you get caught in Sandstorm, stun into Sand King Ult, Force Staff is not going to save you. You're dead. Your positioning was terrible. It's over.
He should hit the Sand King here. He's lacking a bit of auto attacks. Yeah, lives on a very small amount of HP. And
on paper, yes, you should always be auto attacking. In practice, though, it doesn't really work that well because in the late game, you have to be spamming your skills off cooldown. All of your spells are off cooldowns, one after the other at all times during the teamfight. So if you're wasting time right-clicking, even though right-clicks take 0.1 seconds to do in the late game, you're missing a shallow grave because of that 0.1 seconds. You're missing a shadow wave because of that 0.1 seconds. And that's kind of one of the dilemmas that you're going to face, and one of the decisions that you're going to have to make as a mid Dazzle player is, am I going to play a heavy right clicker, or am I going to sacrifice right clicks to be able to cast my spells? And that's why that level 15 talent is very important. Both can have a big impact on the game.
Another heal, look how much I healed him for, holy. Dude, because it gives you...
The reason the heal looks really good here, partly, is because he took the right level 15 talent. All right, before I end the video here, I want to quickly talk about Shard. It is an amazing Shard. The only question is, when do you get it? As mid Dazzle, if you are losing the game, if you are behind, you want to get it quicker. If you are winning, you don't really need it. Your team should have enough crowd control to free up money for you to buy something else like a BKB or an Octarine. If you have Ags, Octarine, BKB, the next item has to be Shard. If you are losing though, you can consider getting it right after Ags, but not before. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are. Hope you guys are enjoying playing Dazzle. And good luck in your next games as Dazzle! Let's do this!